What's going on, guys? Welcome back. We gotta go into the store and grab some stuff, but I figured I'd bring you along, maybe. I know you've been in the truck once already. Good little Caspi. There's the Toyota. Right now I don't drive it as much because it gets like 12 miles to a gallon. But you're on the freeway, and I'm not taking any freeways. So, anyways, figured we'd talk about something today. I have a fear that the car community and culture is going to start to die out before too long. You know, I mean, I'm not that old. I'll be 41 in a few days. But at least in my time, when I was a kid, you know, you could go get a job somewhere, not doing much, you know, as far as many hours because you had to go to school or whatever, and you were still capable to save enough money to go out and get yourself a car, whatever it be. You know, it didn't matter if it was a Honda, if it was whatever, it didn't matter. You know, I had quite a few Volkswagens, which I love Volkswagens. VWs are just fun. I don't care what anybody says. If you've never driven one, you'll never understand. They are just fun, you know. And I got some of them kind of cheap because they were cheap back then. And now you can't even get a Volkswagen Bug for, you know, a decent one, the one that needs to be towed home. But you can't even get a decent one for, I don't know, like $5 grand. Now you tell me, what kid out there going to school and going to work can afford to come up with $5,000? And money ain't getting easier to come by today, if you guys haven't noticed. Money's getting harder to come by, even as an adult. So, you know, I used to be able to pick up square bodies pretty cheap. You know, old Ford F-100s and stuff pretty cheap. And I mean like the 80s cars. I liked them because I grew up around the 80s cars, but majority of people, they were like, oh, curse at these. They didn't like them at all. So, you know, you used to be able to get those for nothing. I mean, you could get like a, you know, late 70s, early 80s Malibu or something like that for, I mean, nothing. You know, and you could fix it up and swap it over to a V8 and stuff like that and have a blast, you know, have a good time. And now that car is unobtainable. You know, the square body Chevys, unobtainable, guys. The truck that I'm driving right now, Casper, it's an 02 Silverado, little 5.3 automatic, nothing crazy, just a run-of-the-mill Chevy pickup, right? In the condition that this one's in, of course, because pretty much everything underneath her is new and she's got low miles. But prospectively, this is, you know, it's a $5,000 truck, you know, if you want to talk about it realistically. But in the market, man, these things are going in this shape for like somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000. It's absolutely crazy. And I think that that's one of the reasons why the car culture is going to go away. You know, even the Hondas. You know, you used to be able to buy a really sweet Honda Civic. And I don't know what you guys are thinking. The CRX, you know, that was a cool car. I love the CRX. I like the old squared off Civics and stuff like that. And the 96 SI. I mean, that's a beautiful car for a Honda, you know. It's probably one of Honda's best looking cars ever made. And good luck getting one. Good luck finding one, and good luck being able to afford one. They are dumb expensive. So you got to ask yourself, in this way that we're going, because everything's going to EV, Dodge is talking about getting rid of the V8s, and possibly discontinuing the Challenger and Charger. They already said they're going to get rid of the Hemi, supercharged 6.2. I think as of 2024, that kitty's gone, and they're talking about replacing it with an electric vehicle. Now, I'm not a hater of vehicles. I've driven some electric vehicles, but there's one thing you got to know is if you drive one of those, they have no personality. They got nothing. They're just like, it's like getting the world's best steak, right? And paying a fortune for it. And you don't even have salt and pepper, no seasoning, no nothing on that steak. That is literally the comparison to driving an electric vehicle. I'm not joking. They fast? Yeah. But, once again, they're unobtainable. Young kids can't afford that stuff. And the car community does a lot for people. It's not just a bunch of guys running around drag racing and this and that. It keeps a lot of kids out of trouble. I saw a TikTok the other day. The guy made really good sense, man. He says, you're worried about your kids getting into drugs and breaking into houses and doing this and doing that and blah, blah, blah. He goes, introduce them to racing, introduce them to muscle cars, introduce them to V8s, putting things together, welding projects, things like that. If they take a spark to it whatsoever, even a little tiny spark, they are not going to have time for any of that garbage. They are going to spend the majority of their time not in front of a video game, not in front of their phone, not in front of a judge. They're going to spend the majority of their time actually out there in the garage trying to make their dream happen, something they like, and it's not impossible. Everybody can work on their own car. It's not that difficult. Well, some things aren't that difficult. But my point being, guys, is we really got to come back and center ourselves around the car community, because realistically, I was just talking with my neighbor about this. It's dying off. I'm kind of worried that the next generation and generation after that, they're not going to get to enjoy the nice things that I did, that maybe you guys did, somebody like that, anybody that grew up around the same time I did or before me. They're not going to have that capability of actually enjoying putting together something that you work for and going out and enjoying it. I mean, it's not going to be there, because things have become so crazy. I mean, I hate to sound like a jerk, but I'm sorry, your 95 Chevy Z71 with 389,000 miles on it, all clapped out, that is not a $12,000 truck. Sorry, it's not. I know you want $12,000 for it, and you're gonna do your damnedest to get it, but it is not worth $12,000. That is a $1,800 truck all day. It needs everything. Come on, it needs suspension, motor work, transmission's on its way out the door. You got to use your head here. And like the C10 stuff. I'm sorry, but if you got a rusted out truck that needs a whole bunch of work, guys, in my opinion, from somebody that's done that kind of work, knows what it takes to repair something like that, you don't have a $5,000 pickup when it runs on 2 cylinders, doesn't shift very well, everything needs to be gone through, and the body's rotted through. It needs cab corners, it needs rocker panels inside and outside, possibly floorboards. Guys, that's not a $5,000 truck. And what we're doing to ourselves when we're doing this is we're killing the future of car community. The car community in general is going to suffer drastically. But I just wanted to share with you guys this. I don't want to make a crazy long video. I'm driving into town. What are your thoughts about this? I think about this stuff all the time, and it worries me, and because I think that the car community and man and machine is meant to be together. I just that's how I feel about it. We're designed to create things. Human beings. Homo sapiens, we're designed to create things. We're not designed to lay around and do nothing. man has always wanted to move forward in technological advancement. And sometimes that hurts you, you know. So in the comments below, you know, let me know. You know, let me know what you guys think. What are your honest thoughts on it? Have you guys thought about it, you know? What kind of vehicles do you guys, what was your first vehicle that you started out with, you know? All those things that you, you know, you first put some love into and put it out there on the road so you could have some fun with it. I want to know, guys, so drop in the comments and let me know, you know? If you like this video, give me a like and, you know, subscribe, help out my little channel, guys. So it was just the thought of the day, just something I was thinking about. I figured I would post while I was driving into town. Yeah, I don't know. I have a fear that, you know, the car culture itself is going to die out. It's only going to wind up being for rich men, and that's not what it was ever for. Hot rods were designed for everybody to enjoy, everybody to go out and have fun with, you know. And like I said, most importantly, kids learn a skill, they have something to be proud of, and it keeps their ass out of jail, you know. What more could you want in life? On that note, y'all have a good one, all right?